words. So, Lucien, you met a Vistani man going by the name Delinsky. He was a coachman with a traveling band of Vistani. He dresses in colorful garb, has a handlebar mustache. Looks like he should be a bartender somewhere, but somehow got roped into driving a coach. He was friendlier than most of the other Vistani and told you about what they call the Devil's Own Lord. From your understanding, the Vistani use the word devil when describing all manner of evils. But after asking a few questions, you got to the bottom of it, discovering that he was speaking of vampire. You have your reasons to hunt this devil, and had traveled as the Vistani told you. After the second time running into them, traveling between villages, the coachman offered for a very small fee, one that even you could afford at the time, to take you to Barovia. After making it clear, he made it clear that without Vistani to guide you, the odds of you finding Barovia were not very good, even with advice on where one might turn. You provide a simple service in exchange for this. You escort the caravan itself, acting as extra protection, though they don't seem to be often beset by any dangers. As you were traveling, they picked up another traveler by the name of Kostia. When they stopped by a small village near a swamp, the Vistani, it seems, are prone to picking up guests. As they go about not too long between these stops, you realize she's some sort of swamp witch or druid with a knack for healing. The Vistani value it enough that they seem to be sharing a few stories with her in addition to the fact that you don't think they charged her any fee to join their company. And before long, let me check it. Sorry. They seem to have convinced her to join along the full trek to Barovia instead of simply having her along for a few stops along the way. Now, sorry, I wrote things weird. Now, they say that Barovia is a land that most folk do not find on purpose, and yet here you both are. The Vistani carriage that you travel in now together seems to have the singular purpose in their caravan of keeping guests. Likely to keep you from stealing things as they ride along, but it's a comfortable enough carriage. You'll have a moment to speak at last. You are alone and know little of each other's motives. Only that you are in strange company for the lives you've led up until the moment you sought out Barovia. Nothing has quite been normal. You've heard muttering amongst the Vistani. The coachman bring you along seems to have not many fans amongst them. They talk about bad dreams, bad omens. Others have cast glances towards you both as if you were to be pitied more than anything. But a girl, young, no older than 7, With the caravan, with curly dark hair, you overheard her being referred to as Arabelle, had made an offering of a few handcrafted stuffy dolls you'd seen her working at during camp. Each look fairly accurate to you in appearance. And whether or not you took them when offered, a third doll found its way into your coach before you set out this morning. It didn't quite look like either of you. Lucien, would you like to describe your character?
Yes. So, Lucian's a very stoic woman. Um, she is very serious. She doesn't let off much. She is kind of like dark, stormy eyes and a very pale skin, being in some darker areas. Um, Very raggedy, got dirt everywhere. You could tell she's very handy and is doing a lot of stuff and is always quick to action. Um, but she's probably keeping to herself for the most part this entire journey.
Kostia, would you like to describe your character?
Yes. Kostia does not keep to herself, but she does seem very observant of everything around her. She seems curious and listens to the stories that they tell. And she looks like she takes in information everywhere she goes, whether it is offered or not, keeping both eyes and ears out. She seems dirty, but more like somebody that has spent time in nature, not someone who rolled in the mud. Like it's years and years of dust and mud that have caked and become one with her cloak and her leathers and her staff that she has. Everything about her very natural. And
All right.
she talks with the people, seems to get along well, seems curious about Lucien, who doesn't seem to be a Vistani, but lets them keep to themselves until they are ready.
All right. You are sitting across from each other in the coach with your belongings. Would either of you like to speak? This is the first time you've been properly alone. Other travelers had come, but functionally just being taxied between one town and another for a few extra coin.
You're not getting off at one of the stops?
No. Assuming you not either.
No, I going with them to the end.
Aye. Same for me.
I'm going to learn you are going for a purpose.
Of sorts. Trying to find something, I guess.
Well, I wish you best of luck in finding what it is that you seek.
To you as well.
As
And
Hmm?
I was just going to say she kind of nods her head in thanks, and yeah, just that's it.
All right. As you both settle back in, not the most lively of conversation happening. Seems one of you at least has the destination at hand more on their mind. But we will leave you both for a moment. And we will cut to the DM trying to find a music cue because they haven't done this in a long time. There we go. Aurelia, you hear your heart pounding in your chest. You have little with you, only what you could scrounge up without Heathcliff noticing. Carrying the bundle clutched to your chest as you run through the not-so-deep woods of the estate. The sounds of city should have found you, fog and trees or not. Should have been audible fairly short after you began to flee. The fog closed in around you. It's not often that you get fog in Waterdeep. And right as you think the end of this accursed forest would never come, you begin to hear something at your heels again. But this time it does not sound like a man. You hear wolves howling, snapping close to your heels, snarling. And just when you think you can't go on, the fog begins to part in front of you. You're stepping out onto a dirt path, only to hear the sound of a man shouting a warning in a tongue that you cannot quite understand, and the sound of thunderous hooves approaching you swiftly. Give me a dexterity saving throw. DC is 8.
Okay, give me 1 second to figure this out. Because I have not played Roll20. So, I think we'll just do this. Did it work?
Yes. Though it is not an advantage, I'll fix that for you. It's an automatic
sorry.
setting. No, you did nothing wrong. It's an automatic setting on the sheet.
I just realized I need to change mine too.
Yeah. So, 1 second. Here we go. Now it's a toggle option at the top. But 24. Yeah, I'd say you get it. That beats 8. A man in garish colors, you see far at the back this line of coaches and wagons hauling, moving very quickly. And hilariously, because no one described themselves looking out the window, I didn't get to read a part of a description.
I was picturing like covered wagon.
I'd be so
Yeah, you're in a
same.
You're in a stagecoach. It's a coach. It's a carriage. Like I just said covered wagon. If you're in a covered wagon, visual cues important. Got it. No worries. Sorry, I will actually, if you won't mind, I'll go back and I'll describe it for you both so you look.
I got a pee-pee.
I'm gonna be so.
God damn it! I asked you guys.
No, I mean like I have a big pee-pee.
Oh.
Be honest with you, Lucien probably wasn't even paying attention anyway. Definitely in his own head, or her own head. I'm gonna fuck that up. I'm not paying attention.
So, There's only one thing you both would have noticed moments before, but I'll get to that in a second. So, a man with a garish color, wearing garish colors with a mustache steers the frontmost wagon, and you manage to stumble back into the side, clear of it, despite how close it came to striking you. The horses hauling it, running at almost breakneck speeds. Then the second and the third pass, each one pulling hard to the side to leave you room, Aurelia. And only the last one seems to have trouble with this. Though it would not be the coachman's fault. As you step back and to the side, you hear those wolves still behind you. And then one leaps. It passes just inches from you and slams into the spokes of the wheel. The coachman screams. The sound of wood breaking, a wolf's snarls become a agonized, yipping howl. Then a second smashes into the side of it with the same savage, almost mad, frenzied force, and seems to go limp as the coach tips onto its side. And the DM realizes he did not push repeat on that song.
Classic.
Fantastic.
You're doing great.
I'm new to this, help me. So, a crack of wood, the screaming of horses, the wagon doesn't, I mean, the coach, now I'm fucking it up, the carriage does not come to a full stop, but veers away from you in the last moments with the man leaning hard, standing to try and get the horses to turn. And then with the second wolf, you see him slide free of the top of the carriage, going tumbling off the side as the carriage itself comes to a jarring, skittering stop, slowly, the horses limping along for a little while before coming to a rest, looking panicked and making frenzied neighing sounds. Those inside, other than being thrown around briefly with a rather jarring cacophony that you'd hear, you would otherwise be unharmed. But we're going to back up for just a moment to what you saw just before this happened. As I'm 100% sure that I have the song as I just played it, but cannot find it. It's impressive. There it is. As you were both resting, mostly just evading too much small talk and conversation with each other at this point, you're looking out the carriage windows, which are not the highest quality, and they don't get cleaned very often either. You see through that grime, though, fog spilling out of the forest to either side of the road behind you, seeming to swallow it up. Ahead, jutting from impenetrable-looking woods on both sides, are high stone buttresses, looming gray in the fog. A huge iron gate hangs open in the between the stoneworks. You pass by it, seeing this odd fencing around it with rusted bars, all of it too far apart to stop anything probably more than than a horse, really. 2 headless statues of armed guardians flank the gate, their heads now lying among the weeds at their feet. They greet you with only silence. And when I say large, these statues are about 15 feet tall. Their heads maybe 3 to 4 feet tall on their own. But you pass by that without much difficulty. The gate was open. And then, not too far beyond that point, the crash, cacophony, and your ride has come to a complete stop. Did either of you look outside?
I think as we
Kostia. Go ahead.
go. Oh, you're good. Go.
Kostia, just as part of her curious information gathering nature, would be keeping an eye out.
I'm asking if you look outside.
Yes.
Are you leaning out of the carriage or are you staying in the carriage?
Is she be looking out the window?
You won't see anything out the window. That's why I'm asking if you're getting out of the carriage. You see a forest out the window.
I can say on my side is what I was gonna say was as soon as it hit and like we stop, Lucien's getting out of the carriage.
Okay. So you've sprung out. From what you can see, Kostia, you think you caught a glimpse of a woman passing by as the carriage came to a stop, was passing by, but you wouldn't be seeing anything now. You're ahead of them in the road. But as the carriage comes to stop, Lucien, you step out.
Yes.
All right. Looking around, you see the coachman far behind, about 15, 20 feet. He's laying on his side, doesn't seem to be moving. Ahead of you, you see that the rest of the caravan has come to a stop. And you see Vistani starting to pile out, to come back to look at what's happening. Taking a few steps around the coach, you'd see Aurelia. Would you like to describe your character?
So, Aurelia is probably like 5'6", blonde, in a total state of like bewilderment. She's got like little cuts on her face from running through the woods. Maybe it's like missing one shoe, covered in mud. Just in general, it's very panicked, very like, what is happening? When she locks eyes with Lucien, did I say that right? Lucien, sorry. When she locks eyes with Lucien, almost within a moment, she's going to like get her composure and like completely change in front of your eyes from like scared, bewildered woman to just like kind of nonchalant as best as she can, as she kind of surveys the area. Are the wolves dead?
Yeah, looking around, and actually this is something that you will see in Kostia, because the 2 wolves were not the only wolves there. You see, peeking out of the forest, looks like, at first you think, a wolf. 2. 7. Eyes peering out from the dark underbrush. Panting, staring at you with an unnatural focus before they turn back and head deeper into the forest. You only see the 2 dead wolves down the road.
Whenever she sees the wolves in the forest, worried that they might get some bright idea and come for them now that they are sitting ducks, Kostia will step out of the carriage and summon. Let me double check. Okay, that is not what it does. But would the carriages have torches or some kind of light source?
It's not night. I forgot to say that. No, it's bright out. Well, as bright as the kind of dusky and the Romanian terrain permits.
Okay.
The ground is dry, and actually, as you step out, you feel there is a definite, almost oddly, it's almost like there's a dust in the air. I'm not sure if it's just the road dust or if it's something else, but things feel almost dead. The air doesn't stir, and the breeze, what little there is in the moment, seems to almost be dragging.
Then she will, stepping out of the carriage, she just kind of like, before they run off, like kind of faces them and like taps her staff hard on the ground just as like a show of intimidation. But once she sees that they are running off, she turns. Is everybody all right? And she kind of looks. Yeah, and when she sees him, she will run over and you all would see as she's running, she takes what looks like a small curved piece of white ivory or bone and snaps it in her hands as magic swirls, and she uses her hill rune to cast Goodberry.
All right.
And we'll run over to the man.
So, as she's doing that, what are the other 2 of you doing?
The horses are still attached to the carriage.
Yes, and there is a trail of Vistani, who even you recognize. They're a very far-traveling people. You don't recognize the individuals, but the way they dress, as your mind stops racing quite so much, you do recognize them as Vistani. A trail of them, about 15, are coming back down the road towards you.
Okay, they're coming back. Okay.
Lucien would, seeing you, walk a little bit closer, but not too much. You can kind of see one hand hovering towards her rapier. And who might you be?
I don't think that's of any consequence. Gods, what is happening here?
I feel like that's better for you to say, being that I know you weren't part of this group, and it appears you came from the forest. So I ask again,
okay.
Who are you?
So you guys sent wolves into your carriage? They were chasing me.
And as they see that, Lucien, you do look over and you do see the extremely strange sight of a wolf that seems to have somehow jammed its head between the ruts of the spokes of the wagon wheel, and has broken it badly, utterly snapped, wolf blood pooling down around it. And a second one that looks to be, it has a leg that's kicking slightly, but you think the wolf has a broken neck.
They must have been following you for a reason.
I don't know why you mistrust me so when you're the ones traveling with the S.H.O.D.A.N.
It's just for business. Nothing more than that.
I think Aurelia's still trying to get her bearings. She's still looking around a lot, like trying to figure out why she's not at the familiar city street, why the forest was so weird. Like, did she make a wrong turn? Like,
and just a quick note, Vistani in this, they are not known for any particular negative traits other than they're poor people. So if your person's a bit classist, you might have a problem with them.
I feel like she's a bit classist.
That's totally fine. Just make sure you know this isn't classic Curse of Strahd. They're known for being evil. It's like, they're suspicious of outsiders sometimes.
It's poor.
Exactly.
Halo 4.
But as you're trying to get your bearings, would you like to make a nature check for me, actually? For free.
Yeah.
DC is just 10.
Oh, free. Okay, let's make sure I have the toggle off.
Right. You look over, and you look at the trees. These trees, pine doesn't grow anywhere near Waterdeep. Not even in private gardens. No one bothers with it. It's too common a wood for a city that prides itself on resplendentness and the quality of materials used in its construction to bother with. These are just simple pines. The air does not have any taste of the sea on it. You'd expect that anywhere along the Sword Coast, let alone in Waterdeep itself. You're not in Waterdeep. That is what you do know.
Yeah, this information is going to make her even more perplexed.
As you go,
Lucien, did you tell me your name? I'm sorry.
Oh no, not at all.
You didn't, right?
Not at all.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure. Yeah.
Stranger danger.
Where are you traveling to?
I feel you don't.
She's talking to Lucien. Yeah,
yes,
sorry.
Yes. No, you're good. You're good. I feel you don't deserve to know that answer, because you are the stranger here. Where do you think you are?
And as that question's being asked, we're going to cut away, actually, before you have a chance to answer, because two things are going to happen. One, firstly, Kostia, you did reach the wagon driver. He is on his side and looks to be unconscious. He has, it looks like, a mild head wound.
She will take the full handful of good berries, and seeing that he is unconscious and not able to take them on his own, she will help him out a little bit and open his jaw, and she kind of mushes them in her hand first and then puts them in his mouth, tips his head back and does a little throat massage, so tips a little water into his mouth to wash them down.
As takes a moment, but after just a moment, he starts to stir. The distance and the stagecoach between are kind of between the groups a little bit. The Vistani are closer to the stagecoach than the rest of you, just to make that a little more clear.
Mm.
He starts to stir, and he says, Woman, wolves, and starts to sit up. And
okay.
as he
Don't
does,
worry.
as he starts to try and sit up on one of his arms, he lets out a howl of pain and slips off of and slips back to the ground. And you realize when he was laying on his side, his arm likely is broken. And basic healing magic is not capable of restoring things like that. He goes,
And I don't think she got Lucien's name either, did she?
Oh, hell no.
A strong person, help, please.
So, as the questions are being asked, you hear her calling for help, and at the same time, Vistani men are now nearly upon the group.
Keeping my headphones on so I can hear, but I gotta give Alice insulin.
Yep, okay.
Beatings.
So, Lucien and Aurelia, you both are, you hear a call for help, a shout of pain, not far away, and strong person called out. But at the same time, you see about 5 Vistani have stopped by the wagon, and they are slowly marching. The rest of them are marching past. And Lucien, you know the leader of the Vistani. He's one of the people who generally has never, like, some of the other Vistani eyed you suspiciously. He did not want any of you, either of you, to come along as passengers. But every Vistani is, as the coachman retorted to him, every carriage, every wagon is the castle of its driver. Meaning, if I want them to come, they can come. Right? But now, walking towards you, you do not think that same argument would fly. He is a man called Luvash. He is a great bushy beard, brute face, with a generally menacing, aggravated demeanor. You think he is in some way related to the little girl? They have the same kind of hair, but if so, it is not a very loving relationship. You only ever see him shouting at her to get away from strangers, shouting at her to do chores. Never seems affectionate, right? This is just something you'd passively have noticed, even if you're kind of trying to keep to yourself. But now he is approaching walking past you to go. He looks to be walking past you, luckily, as opposed to coming towards you directly, because he has one hand on a scimitar at the scimitar on his side, and he's appearing to walk back towards the coachman. He starts calling out to him, and calling out to the woman who called herself Kostia to stand aside, to leave him.
He just needs a little help standing up. I can fix his wounds.
As you're saying that, his blade gets about halfway out, as if just in threat, and he motions and he starts speaking to the 2 others. He says, "Help him! Get him! We're going."
You say kill him?
No, get him. We're going.
Oh, get him.
And a pair of men start to come forward to help grab him.
And before he said for them to help, whenever she sees him start to point the sword,
Pointing.
Jesus.
He never points it. He only half drew it, showed the blade. As if to be like,
Okay.
do not question me, do not get in my way.
Then yeah, she would hesitate, but seeing how serious he is, step aside.
Alright. And the driver starts to be hauled away. Lucien, are you doing anything? Aurelia, are you doing anything?
I feel like I'm inching towards the woods,
You
watching
know that-
everything.
You do know there are wolves still in there.
Somehow they seem less dangerous than these men.
Would you rather be man or bear?
We know which one to
I choose the bear.
I'll sit it.
Lucien.
I'll be honest. Sorry to be that DM. I'll be honest. I would choose a bear also because I know men. So...
I'm dead. Lucien is still keeping one eye on Aurelia. Definitely. Like, not probably as much, but definitely, like, making sure your presence is still there. But would watch as the leader is walking off. Lucien will just yell out, "Can we still follow along?"
And he turns as the five men who've stopped by the wagon. You see them shaking their heads, looking at the damage. They look at the forest, and one of them just starts shaking his head, as another points to what appears to be an axle below the coach has been broken. And Luvash just says, "No room! No room! You're bad luck! I'll not risk our people for jinxed women." And starts to walk back towards the wagon, towards the proper caravan. The coachman starts to argue, managing only to say, he looks almost apologetic towards both of you, and then starts to say, "But," he says, "it is my coach, it is my," and gets backhanded by Luvash. And he says, "Go! Get him on!" And you can tell, by the way, there's plenty of room in those wagons. They did not come here overburdened with goods.
Lucien will kind of just hand on rapier, walk a little bit towards them. Then at least tell us how to get to Barovia.
He turns, and he doesn't say anything. He just turns, gives you like a death stare. Like he'd more than happily tussle with you if it meant getting on the ropes faster. But one of the men with him says, "Follow the road! Just follow the road!" Another says, "Move quick before the moon rises." And you see them starting to pack up.
As they're starting to pack up, I'm gonna go next to the horses that were connected to the stagecoach.
They are getting those horses. That's what they were getting.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. They're not leaving horses behind.
Yeah, I figured. Hey, at least leave the horses. Don't be that completely jerks.
As you say that, there's just Luvash just barks a laugh, and they start leading the horses to join the others. A good horse is hundreds of gold.
Yeah.
These, probably not the best, still worth more than most everything you will have. And probably a bit more so. they seem to be
Kostia,
showing no intent of leaving horses.
Kostia
Also,
walks up
remember,
and
if you want to anyone wants to make a check, let me know by saying you'd like to make a check. I will tell you sometimes it'll just be near impossible. But Kostia.
Kostia will just... She kind of brushes herself off as she stands from where she had been helping the man and is just kind of grumbling to herself in some strange language as she comes over and seems very put out by the rudeness. Just kind of mutters to herself, whenever I meet with Madame Eva, she's...
And
I'm so sorry. I was just
sorry
trying to
for
read it.
Ah, no worries.
Did that? Yeah, I posted that to chat on accident.
You hear when you say Madame Eva, one of the men just mutters under his breath in the distance, as your extremely high passive perception even catches it, and he is muttering, "Madame Eva would understand," and they are looking like they're about to go.
My sentiments the same.
She will go up to this new girl and say, "Are you alright? That seems like a lot to kind of have to keep moving. Sounds like we're kind of fucked if we don't."
What's Barovia? And how do I not go there?
Well, I think it's a little late for not going there. I think we're kind of... She looks around, and based on descriptions she was given, would she believe that they are essentially here?
You believe that the gate set up in the middle of a forest made it rather clear where the entrance was.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're already here, at least within the lands. Barovia is a very unfortunate place, is the best way I know how to describe it. But like they said, it is best that we get to a town before nightfall.
And if no one's directly stopping them, the Vistani have started to leave now. Like they're riding away. You have a carriage that holds all of your packs and things still.
Hey, where are they going? Are they going the same direction we are? Or are they going the other way now?
They're going the same direction that they told you to go. Well, that they technically just said follow the road, which means nothing to you, but Kostia and Lucien both would know which direction they meant.
Aurelia wants to go talk to one of the guys.
All right, she's walking after them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They don't look to be slowing. What are you saying?
Hey, can I get some directions to Waterdeep?
The Vistani, who's one of the younger men. The younger men seem a bit less willing to leave you guys than the older men. And he turns, and after a moment, he just points down the road. And insight that if you want or anything like that, let me know. Whenever anyone's talking to you guys, just a reminder. You call it out, otherwise I just have it be conversation.
Yeah, I would like to insight that.
Is he pointing the way they are going or the way that we came?
He pointed the way they are going. it's not hard to read. He just gestured on the roads the way they were going. And you don't think this man knows what a water deep is? And he probably is pointing you towards water.
Oh my god.
Because the look on his face, he just points on the road and says, "Water." And then he says, "Follow the road. Follow the road." And he starts to walk along.
I can see you have room. Can we just ride along? This isn't their fault. I just got here.
And he looks apologetic and starts to say something, and then you just hear the older man looking back, and you see him, and then you hear him call out, "Cutter! Get on your damned horse!" And the boy starts to run off to join the others. Now, question for both of you. When the girl offered you the doll, did you take it?
Kostia would have.
Lucien would have, but definitely not in the pack. Definitely would have just left it in the carriage.
Okay. So it's just loose in the carriage.
Yeah.
Alright. And Kostia, as you go back and look in the carriage, you do see something that you didn't notice because in the kind of rush to get out, even being very observant. It seems all three dolls are now sitting side by side on the seat that you are sitting in, with their hands interlocked together.
I'll just hear, you
And
guys
then
are not going to believe this.
And as you say that, you realize the third doll is dressed the same way Aurelia is. The girl. Include down to the missing shoe.
Hey, pretty lady, I think this doll is for you.
What?
You start hearing her calling that as you're watching the Vistani leaving.
She's gonna look between like the Vasanti and the Vasanti and she's gonna like kind of have a little bit of a moment, compose herself, and then storm back towards Kostia. But like not in like a threatening way, just more of like a super frustrating way.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean, doll?
She'll just point it. We didn't put them like that. They just ended up like that. The little girl made them for us, and I think that one's supposed to be you. Maybe she's an oracle?
Ew.
Lucien.
I never get my nose right.
I'm dead. Lucien will get her pack. Well, I think we should stop moving, unless you two wish to stay in this creepy forest.
After they get their stuff, is there anything left in the wagon that I could pick through?
Actually, a good question. Give me an investigation check. DC only 10.
No!
You have an inspiration you can spend.
I'm pretty naked. We'll do that. Yay!
Alright. It's always good to be pretty naked, you know? Better than being ugly naked.
Right.
So As you, as the others are grabbing their things, and Lucien's trying to like, I'd say, is it fairly obvious Lucien's attitude is, we better get moving, or I'm going to get moving?
It's definitely like either they get moving and they come with Lucien, or Lucien will leave their asses behind.
Yeah, that's what I mean. As you're trying to rush her, she's going through, and she actually does find something, because they stopped and got Delinsky, but they did not stop for his belongings on his coach. They just grabbed his horses to pretty much salvage what they could and get moving. And Aurelia, you will find in his belongings a dagger. Is a pouch that he has like folded up, like it's all in a bundle. Leather armor, a rapier.
Good. Okay.
And a short bow, because the other who would have actually seen him, he hunts small game as he rides. If he sees a rabbit, he was a pretty good shot. Just take a crack. Though you do not see a quiver, you just see what appears to be 6 loose arrows.
That's okay. Let me see here. She is going to ditch her, assumably she's wearing some obnoxiously stupid nightgown and or ball gown. Just strip it, don her armor.
And also there would be spare Vistani clothes. Like 3 changes worth. Because if you put on leather armor without clothing under it, you will chafe like a bitch.
That's a good point.
I've worn leather armor in real life, like actual armor.
We've all been
It's
discarded.
uncomfortable. Yeah.
She's gonna kind of like, piece together some stuff and make it work under the armor. Strap her dagger in. She's gonna look at the loose arrows and shove them in like the belt or something. Maybe like rip a piece of her gown to like tie the bow to her back.
Absolutely. Yeah. By the standards which you like equipped yourself previously, this is incredibly impoverished looking. It's worn armor. The clothes have been like sewn back together and fixed countless times, to the point where it's one of those outfits, like clothes-wise, that you're not sure if a single piece of the original shirt remains, because it's simply been rebuilt so many times. And the rapier, even though it clearly once was of probably rather good quality, the man who owned it did not have great cause for drawing it, and so he did not care for it very carefully.
Okay, I look like a circus clown cosplaying as a knight. That's all right. We'll figure it out. Okay.
That's okay. I have a whetstone.
You have a what?
A whetstone to sharpen.
Oh, that's helpful. Thank you. But we better get moving, because it seems like Lucien is... Oh, sorry, I don't know her name yet. I'm sorry. It seems like the grumpy
You
one
are also
is...
Oracle.
Yeah, it seems like the grumpy one is leaving us.
And yeah, Kostia would hang back to wait for this new person, but also she will, when she's grabbing her stuff, she will grab the 3 dolls.
As you
assuming Lucien doesn't grab theirs.
Oh, hell no.
As you grab the doll, you find that all 3 of their hands are stitched together.
Ew. Sorry.
As if they were, to be clear, like carefully, as if they were holding hands, not like fused in a horrifying way. To be clear. Yeah, not human centipede.
I know. It's still ew.
I know. It was fine. I'm making sure that I'm not misrepresenting context.
No, you're gonna get random comments from
Lucien
me being like, ew.
Yeah, Lucien is like, ew. Kostia is like, oh, that is really clever. I don't know how she did that from so far away, but
And
I'm not sure about that.
As you're thinking about that, you did not see her get down from, and you did not see her at all, actually.
Mm-hmm.
When the wagon stopped.
Did you make those, or how did you know what it looked like?
No, I didn't make them. One of the little girls with the Vistani, she made them. Like I said, maybe she's an oracle or something, I don't know. But we should get hoofing it.
Hoofing it. Right. I'm Aurelia, by the way.
Kostia.
Well met.
And you are from the forest?
Oh, God, no. I'm from Waterdeep.
You have
Oh,
heard
good.
Waterdeep.
She's
Okay.
gonna survey Kostia and be like, oh, not that, like, being from the woods is a bad thing, probably?
She looks at
I'm not from
rather
from the
raggedly.
woods. I'm from the swamp.
Oh. She's gonna have an involuntary visceral reaction, trying to contain herself.
Roll a deception check. Disadvantage.
Oh no.
It's so fun to know your backstory and know that you still have a problem with poor people. Even though you're like a good person, but just kind of a shit. Passive insight is gonna see through that. Getting major ew a poor vibes off of Aurelia.
It's question out of character because I am stupid and bad at maps. Is Waterdeep in Faerun, or are they?
It's in Faerun.
I'm trying to think because the marshes that I said, they're from the Eastern Heartlands. I don't know where that is in relation to.
No real need to know that in this instance, because the main thing to know is that Waterdeep is like one of the most famous cities in the world. So it's like, you've heard of New York? Yes, says the tribesman in the darkest. Of course I know of the Big Apple, whatever an apple is.
Yeah, okay. And yeah, she'll say, yeah, I'm also from Faerun. Definitely not from the city.
To be clear also, you have no reason to think you're not in Faerun now. Like, any of you, just to be clear, I know out of game knowledge, but in game knowledge, as far as you're concerned, this was just another place, just not on maps, which is common enough.
And she'll kind of lean in and just be like, I haven't really found out very much about Grumpy. They, as you can tell, they kind of keep to themselves. Not in a mean way, but just in a not very forthcoming way.
Hey, Grumpy, want to give me a perception check while they're talking?
Yeah, I do. Come on. Who do you think I am?
Elena's like the most chipper out of all of us, and we've nicknamed her Grumpy in game.
Hey, it means I'm playing the character correctly.
You, as you're you're walking about, I'm gonna say, 25 feet ahead of the other two, as they're kind of they're walking, but to keep track of you, not to catch up so far.
Oh yeah. I'm not like fully leaving them. I'm staying enough to where like I can hear them behind me, but like far enough away that if shit goes down, I can run and leave them behind.
100%. And you know what? You do hear them call you grumpy. But more importantly, in the trees, you catch sight in a parting. There is what looks to be a cabin deeper into the woods. You can see, you make out a trail. Looks like the only reason it catches your eyes is because you're walking and it's dense trees. Can't see any into the forest more than like a foot, right? And then there is just a path of freshly chopped trees and broken branches leading to down this dark-looking trail. Even in the forest, there is some overhead over, of trees, branches over the. You can't tell if it's like a proper cabin or if it's a shed of some sort. But you do catch sight of the structure.
Lucien will kind of slow down. Look back. Oi. You two done flirting with each other. Found a cabin.
Is it your cabin?
No. Not from here. Exactly.
Well, considering we don't know exactly how far away the nearest town is, and how late in the day would it be? I know you said it's light, but
it is past midday.
Considering we're on the downswing towards nightfall, might not be a bad idea to check and see if it would be good for the night.
I agree.
Okay.
Lucien will start kind of walking, but Lucien will take out her rapier just to be on the defense, going to an unknown location. And start walking towards the cabin.
Alright. Aurelia, was there something you were going to do?
No, I was just hesitantly agreeing to go with them.
Okay. Sorry, the okay had a question mark, so I wasn't sure. So, as you start to walk down the path, and the trail it's only about, tops, 60 feet worth of trail, right? This isn't deep into the woods or anything. As you start walking along that path, Kostia, you would notice something on passive.
Mm-hmm.
You would notice that there is, in fact, little objects hanging from some of the higher up tree branches. It looks like little twig and bone chimes almost.
That is right up her alley.
Doesn't look like, and to be clear, it does not look like human bones. You can see little animal skulls and stuff woven in with bits of what looks like strips of hide and twine. But it follows along the path leading to the cabin.
She will move in for a closer look, and specifically just because of her specialty, she'll look to see if any of it has any rune carvings or anything that would suggest they are something other than just, in her mind, decoration.
Absolutely. Want to give me a... we'll call it... Are you trained in Arcane?
No.
Alright. You can still attempt it. I let people make untrained skill checks when it comes to stuff like that. but could you do so at disadvantage?
Yes.
DC is only 10, so you're fine. You think this is... And the reason it's disadvantage is because this is something that was be referred to as lay magic, right? Which is when someone who is not proficient in magic, in proper arcane arts, like cannot cast spells, has learned to perform a ritual that can roughly mimic a lesser version of that magic. And you believe that this is an alarm spell. Something to would alert the person within a certain distance of likely of if they walked too far along the path or if the house was disturbed. You're not sure which. And as you get closer, you can tell it looks like a probably single or two room, like cottage-esque building, but the wood it's made from is all dark and dour, and the area itself looks a bit dusty. There's no windows built into it either.
She will call attention to it. She'll give her staff 2 taps on the ground just to like make sure that they're listening to her, and she'll say, I don't think this might be occupied. They seem to be wary of people coming uninvited. So just keep her wits about you.
All right.
Maybe Grumpy shouldn't go first.
It's not my name.
Well, it's not like you offered one.
The name's Lucien.
Aurelia.
Lucien. Kostia kind of says it like she's like swallowing it, like figuring out how it like settles. Lucien, okay. It is nice to meet you, Lucien. I am Kostia.
Pleasure.
Actually, I think that Lucien is probably the best person to go for it. They seem the most prepared for it going down.
Fine.
As you say this, nothing happens. Do you go forward?
Hate that. Anyway, yes. I go forward. A little bit more on guard now, I think, because of the notice of that there's stuff around, but yeah.
Yep. And as you go down the path a little bit more, you all would hear rattling running from, as if a breeze had just, and you do feel a breeze pick up ever so slightly at your backs, running across, like running forward through the little path, and you hear the bone and twig chimes start to click and clack as you get about halfway up the path. And it carries on forward all the way to the building. Now the sound ends coming ahead of you. But nothing else happens. You keep going?
Yep.
Alright.
Yep, and Kostia will, while it seems like Lucien is focused on the cabin itself, Kostia will kind of focus on the surrounding woods, making sure that nothing is coming out of them or that there's no eyes lingering.
Totally fair. She keeps her eyes peeled, and by the time Lucien's nearly reached the door, you still haven't seen anything looking to interrupt you on the path. But you do see something that stands out. Hidden along the path closer to the house and in the surrounding, like, the clearing that whoever lives here likely has made themselves and has, like, maintained, has set what look to be wolf traps all around the house. And as you get closer, you do see that there is a tree which has which at first what a casual observer might have thought is like just a sturdy branch, and you realize this is a large enough tree to have a branch the size, but someone has carved a branch off of a separate tree and wedged it as a brace, and it seems like there's a place for tanning hide set up there, and there are about 4 wolf pelts up on it, stretched currently. It's rough tanning. Your basic knowledge from living in the wilderness would tell you whoever's doing it is not tanning hides for trade, per se, by the looks of that. More so something that'll last a winter. Because nothing there is set up to treat it properly. But you see that? And you spot about 7 wolf traps, which, are, to be clear, are like smaller bear traps functionally.
Well, whoever's here, they don't like the wolves any more than we do. Could probably tell them that there's a couple wolf pelts at the road that they could take.
Oh, that's smart.
As you say that, Lucien, you've just about reached the door. Are you doing anything before you reaching the door? Just checking.
Just kind of looking at the house, making sure there's nothing, like, I'm watching my step, but just very defensively coming up to the door. And then once making it there, I would just give a slight knock.
You knock once, and you hear movement inside. The door itself is thin. Like, this isn't a properly cut and maintained door. This is something someone built off of, like, tree bark and such, and is bound together. So, one knock is all it takes. You hear heavy footfalls. After a moment, you hear them approaching the door. Anyone doing anything for whoever it is gets there?
I'll put the rapier away to look less intimidating, but still have my hand on it.
Okay.
Kostia just kind of brushes herself off, makes herself presentable.
All right. Aurelia?
I'm just kind of like glancing around, just taking in the sights, not appearing, like almost appearing a little bit bored.
As you are looking around, the door opens just an inch. And how tall is Lucien?
5'10", I believe. Yeah, 5'10".
So, you find yourself at first looking at what just looks like part of a man's chest. Your gaze has to rise a little higher to meet the figure's gaze. You see, but as you're looking, the skin of the man looks almost actually gray. And as your gaze meets his, I will post a character portrait for you guys to see in NPC art.
First NPC!
Oh.
Papa.
He's staring right straight down at you.
It's the monster
His
from Young Frankenstein.
No stitch work though. His expression is utterly flat, dour, balding, not saying anything as he looks at you.
Apologies to bother you, sir. We were traveling to the main town. Our caravan kind of left us due to a incident. And whenever Lucien says that, kind of gives a look back at Aurelia. We were looking for a place to hold up for the night.
He keeps staring a moment longer. You hear something heavy drop behind the door. And then he steps back, just leaves the door open, and starts to walk back towards what looks like a place where there should be a fire, but there is none. The room is lit by a single candle.
I would like to do an insight check to see if this guy is sketchy.
Yes? I'm sorry. As you're looking at him, he's a bit taller than, like, he's about 6'3", 6'4". His shoulders are as broad as two of you standing side by side. He's wearing a coat that makes him look even broader than that. And his hands are they almost look like... Have you ever seen a guy with, like, gorilla arms where they're a little longer than they should be?
Mm-hmm.
He's got that, and he's walking with slumped shoulders, but his stride is so long, like, each step takes him so far, that he's cleared the entirety of this place back to where he was clearly seated on a chair that is heaped with wolf pelts. That it took him like 3 steps, what would take a normal person like 10. Like, he's just huge. Like,
But
sorry,
that doesn't
10,
mean he has bad vibes.
I described his vibes. The room, by the way, you can see right away, Lucien, undecorated. If you want to make it as a note, you can make the check if you want more insight into him. Totally make that check. That was just me being like, I mean, from what I just said, safe to say you'd probably at least first glance that.
Yeah, like, I feel like I'm terrified, but, like, you know, don't judge a book by their cover.
And then right now I'm only just... I mean, he looks fucking... I can't even say, you're not quite sure. I'm like, I think you have a probably biased opinion of this man. He looks poor. He is off-putting. And his skin is gray. Like, to be clear, not an exaggeration, he is the color of, like, moon. He's gray.
I'm dead.
Oh. No. Thank you. She's gonna start walking away.
Yep, the guy hasn't turned back. He just went and sat down.
I'll kind of slowly kick the door open a little bit more.
You feel like the door catch against something, and then hear it fall over. Like, sounds like wood hitting wood. But nothing happens to you.
Okay. I'll kick it the rest of the way open.
It wedges about, I'd say about a foot, maybe a foot and a half from the wall.
Okay.
Whenever Aurelia starts to turn away, Kostia just goes, Aurelia, this is... I don't want to be out in the woods. when night comes,
I-
this is our best.
I think I'll take my chance. Did you see that? That?
As that
It is
conversation
very-
is happening. Oh, you go.
I was just gonna say, it is very nice of him to open this door and not ask any questions.
I'm
It's
sure
just-
there's a fucking meal showing up on his doorstep.
I'm sorry. I'm dead.
No, that's fine. It's good to laugh. It's good to laugh where we gotta cry, you know?
Oh, I am doing both. Lucien will push the attempt to go in, pushing the door a little bit more with a little bit more force with her hand.
You hear the door start to give. Like the door is open enough that you can enter, but there is something behind the door.
Okay. I'll enter, but keeping my hand against the door so it's not closing.
Yeah, you step in as they're having their conversation about this man potentially eating people. And looking around, you see a bed that is broken. Like, it's slanted. It looks like badly damaged old wood, not well maintained. It's heaped with wolf pelts. The air in here is like matted hide, and like the smell of the pelts is definitely very pungent. There's the single light source is the candle that sits on the table beside the man. There's a book unopened on a small looks like a repurposed, like it was for a nightstand, but he's using it like it's a coffee table. As just a black bound book there, and ink and pen are sitting beside it. Other than that, there doesn't seem to be much in here. There's a small little area where you think someone could cut meat for a meal. A cauldron sits in a fireplace, but you can see there's no proper chimney. There's just a hole in the roof over slightly to the side of that. It looks like rainwater has come in fairly often from there.
I'll walk
And
in.
do you look behind the door? You're in enough to where you could.
Oh, abso-freaking-lutely.
You heard a thing drop behind the door before he walked away. It is a heavy woodsman's axe that has a shortened handle, and he dropped it and just left it there, and that's what's wedging the door. The door is so badly made that it couldn't shift the axe itself, the head of which is like for splitting timbers. It weighs a considerable amount.
Got you.
So he did answer the door with an axe in his hand.
I mean, same. I was on the other side with my rapier, so I got it, bro.
Exactly.
I understand. I'll kind of loosen up a little bit. Thank you, sir. Again, apologies to bother. My name's Lucien.
Reggae. He turns ever so slightly in your direction, not looking at you.
Appreciate the little hospitality. These are two other travelers with me. Excuse them.
He turns a little bit more, and I don't believe either of them have entered the building yet.
Kostia is trying to get Aurelia that way, but hearing Lucien mention them, Kostia will just kind of give up and step in and say, "Yes, I'm Kostia, and this is Aurelia, and I noticed that you are very fond of wolf hides, and actually, the carriage we were in, it was beset by wolves, and there are 2 very large dead wolves. If you want their meat and skin, just at the road.
He stands up slowly, starts striding, walks right past Lucien, then past Kostia. He looks at first Aurelia with that not great insight check. It looks like he's walking right at you for a second. But the moment he starts to approach you, you see him step, and he just goes to step around you. He doesn't stop for the axe. He just goes, and he seems to be going to go get the wolves that you mentioned. Without saying another word to any of you, the only thing he said was, in response to being told your name, Lucien, he said S.H.O.D.A.N.
Me up that, I thought he said Grigay, and I was like, oh, okay.
How do you spell it, DM?
Yep, I can post it for you guys.
Thank you.
But it is spelt like Strahd. So.
Oh, so he's straight. Got it. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Stray.
I know. I'm fucking
Yeah. He's just fully walked past you. And has just started his way down his own path.
Oh, alright.
Well,
She's gonna enter the cottage. And
The whiff
oh
hits
my
you.
god, what is that? How are you guys?
you know, for a girl who came from the woods, don't seem like
Didn't
you like
come
it a
from
lot.
the woods.
Oh, too pretty for that?
Oh, so you think I'm pretty?
You wish I thought you were
As-
pretty.
You just said it.
Kostia,
Yes.
you're in the building now, though, proper?
Yes, but she is looking after him like she is curious to follow along.
Does she go with him?
She will start to and just kind of call up. I can help if you like it. I could make sure that you find where they were.
He stops, doesn't look back, but stays just standing there.
Oh, okay. And she'll, kind of catch up and she'll be like, I really like your wind chimes. I'm kind of into the whole, bones and twigs and very natural stuff myself. And even some of the spell it's very good. It very, she thinks how to say rudimentary without being rude.
As you take that pause to breathe, he says, "Not mine," and just keeps walking.
Oh. Whose are they?
And as you are saying that, the door starts to shut. You feel it pulling shut against your grasp, Lucien. Would you make, if you're trying to stop it, would you make a strength saving throw for me? DC's 15.
Oh. Oh.
The door shuts. Again, you feel it pull shut. As out there, Kostia, you see all you do is hear the door shut behind them, and the guy just has kept walking.
Okay, I guess they didn't want to let in the draft. Okay.
Lucien, open the door. It smells in here.
I didn't close the door.
Oh, but then just open it. She's gonna try and open it.
You go to grab the door, and Give me a perception check for this is a free one for you. Cool. So she goes. So Aurelia kind of gives you this look, Lucien, like you're being an idiot. Like, okay, a breeze pulled the door closed, whatever. And she goes and grabs the doorknob and will take 4 piercing damage as she grips hard on what you look to see on this side of the door. Is the doorknob itself? There is a ring of wolf fangs concealed in the what functions as the grasp for it. It's not a proper knob; it's like a handle that has been taken from like a stagecoach, but concealed on it is just rows of wolves' teeth.
What the?
And so yeah, you're bleeding now.
I'll pull you back. Like I said, I didn't close it.
Is there another exit?
There are no windows, and there are no other doors. Looking around, nothing else has seemingly happened yet. There's a single candle still lit. To be clear, only Lucien, because Lucien, you are a half-elf, correct?
Yes.
Can see...
I am as well.
Okay, I did not realize that.
I didn't either, so I on my character sheet.
Both of you have dark vision, which means you can barely make out anything in here, but you're better off than a human would be. So you have disadvantage on any perception checks and stuff while you're in here, now that the door is closed, just as a note for the future. Unless you have the candle.
Got you. I'm going to, I'm aware that the door, at least before, was a little weak. I'm just gonna try and give a kick to it.
Alright. As you give me a strength check, the DC is just 10.
Woo!
Hey.
Alright, yep, you give it a solid kick, and your foot goes through the door. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to need to give me an acrobatics check to get your leg out of the door. It did not, like, open, to be clear. It's a inward-facing, like, the door pulls in. So you just kicked it in a way it wouldn't open normally. And your foot went through it. Now, give me, if you want to pull your leg back, give me acrobatics. While you're doing that, sorry, name check. Kostia. You do hear, like, the slightest sound of something like, it sounds like twigs breaking behind you. And you do look back. You've already kind of crossed a bend, the slight bend in the path. But you can still see a leg sticking out of a door.
What the fuck, guys?
And with that leg sticking out there, you're starting to manage to pull your leg back. And as you do see that part of why it is brittle is that it has woven on the inside underneath the bark and stuff. It looks like rib bones were used as part of the door's base. They look fairly sharp, and you have to kind of carefully pull your leg back.
Shit.
Right. That was an option.
The guy does, as a note, Kostia, turn around when he hears the door break.
I am so sorry. I'm not sure what is going on with them. I tell you what. And she will kind of give directions for, like, approximately how far back up the road the crash site was with the wolves.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll be like, I'm going to go check and make sure that they are okay. But yeah.
After you tell him the directions, He takes one moment, turns, and keeps going the way you had told him.
Okay. And she will turn around and kind of hightail it back to the house.
Now, while that's happening, Aurelia, you were responding to the destruction of the door.
So, she's like torn off some cloth and like wrapped her bleeding hand just like haphazardly to stop the bleeding, and then the doorknob was clearly just like wolf's teeth, right?
Like okay. Imagine like a fridge handle, right? And then on the inside, set in between twine that is like binding around it, there is wolf's teeth on the very inside of it.
So, she's gonna use one of those random shirts she got and like wrap it around the handle and then try and like carefully open the handle without hurting herself again.
Yeah, no check required. You do it, the door opens.
I don't care. That's what I did. I don't care.
Yeah.
Hey, this nice man is letting us stay in his house, and you're just over here wrecking the doors, slamming doors.
No, anyway.
Yeah, now there's just a hole in his door. And blood on his floor.
Not my blood.
Aurelia's gonna hang up one of the wolf pelts to cover the hole.
Thanks.
That moment, everything is sus, but also the guy didn't do anything yet.
I didn't like.
Yeah, no, you can do that. There's plenty of spare ones.
Oh god, I can't believe I'm touching this. It smells so bad.
You literally just got cut by wolf's teeth, and you're concerned about a wolf's pelt.
I'm concerned about the smell.
So you want to cover the hole that could potentially ease the smell.
Maybe he won't notice.
I mean, if you just prop the door open.
Well, it
With
was.
what?
Why did you shut the door?
We didn't shut
It
the
shut
door. It shut on
itself.
its own.
Well, yeah, it's windy.
How is it gonna close? There's no windows.
There is a hole in the roof that was used for the fire.
You said there was no exits.
Well, yeah, it's in the roof.
Chimney.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing to climb on here. Would make that an option.
If Santa Claus can do it, I can do it.
I'm gonna get that
To be clear,
it
it's not a
actually
proper
comes-
chimney. It is a hole about a foot across, like total in size, above the fire pit. Nothing else. It's a hole.
And as she comes back into the place, until they have time to make a proper fire, Kostia will cast Control Flame, and she will double the area of bright light cast by the candle.
Excellent. Now, as a note, passive perception goes down by 5 in dim light if you're like for humans, right?
Mhm.
So as you do that, you illuminate the place properly with the candle, and your passive perception is enough to notice something that would be rather important. There's that broken bed I mentioned, right? And and it's heaped with wolf pelts.
Mhm.
And you notice there is what looks to be someone's cheek and an eye sticking out from barely visible from the pile of wolf pelts.
Oh, shit. Oh. Was that always there?
And as you're looking around, nothing here looks sized for this man. The chair he was sitting in, he was sitting at the edge of.
So,
You know?
can we leave now?
No, as a note, she's the only one who's seen it. She's the only one who noticed that cheat. Everyone else had. She has 22 passive perception, so it was lowered below it before. Now it's back up.
She does actually say out loud, "Oh shit, were those there before?" And she like points over to the.
It looks like
body
a
part.
Body. To be clear, it's a full body. It looks covered by pelts.
I'll kind of walk over. Hello?
No movement.
I'll kind of pull the cover back a little bit. Or the pelt.
You see what appears to be an old woman with slightly off-tint skin, like slightly yellowed skin, and realize just how much the stink of the pelts was masking the smell of this, by all appearances, quite dead woman. This old woman, with what looks at first like just a bend, a crack in the neck. The scent of copper fills the air as you see where her shoulder is badly gouged with what looks like an axe blow. No checks needed.
How fresh does it seem?
Probably,
can I do a medicine? Or
yeah, give me medicine.
Not disadvantage.
Sorry, it was scrolled up. 11's enough. You only needed 10. So you think this is probably 3 or so days. It doesn't look like the fireplace has been lit for a while. It's quite, despite being quite like muggy, would be a way to describe it now. You think that this probably was cooler the last few days leading up to this.
Okay, shit.
And the words do have a chime in your head, not mine. The wolf traps look fresh. The wolf pelts look fresh. Nothing else here looks fresh.
All right. Lucien, you're going to take the axe so that he cannot take it. Aurelia, if you see anything useful, actually the pelts would be quite useful. Maybe we could trade them. And we need to get the fuck out of here.
I couldn't agree more.
But why didn't he kill us when he had the chance?
I don't know, but I'm not sticking around to ask him. Do I see anything quickly just to grab of value?
Give me an investigation check.
Before we see battle.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find
sorry. Cool. Just making sure. Sometimes I get like voice loss. So, okay, 11. Looking around, the only thing here that looks like it might be valuable is the book. Looks like it's been cared for quite well. Everything else in here looks... There's so many wolf pelts that you'd have to spend time going over all of them, like moving them around. This person seems to have been killing wolves nearly non-stop, if this place is so full.
This is...
wolves.
I mean, there's no way we can kill this guy, right? Because, I mean, the captain would be nice to have, but I don't think we can take him.
I'm not willing to find out.
Right, yeah, duh, of course. I'm gonna swipe the book.
Mhm.
And I guess how many of these pelts can I carry without encumbrance?
Realistically, these Barovian wolves are quite large. You could probably grab like 4 and not be mechanically slowed. They'd just be an awkward carry.
Kostia will just quickly help her roll a couple up. And it's enough. If anything, it will keep us warm if we end up having a camp, but let's try to not let that happen.
Okay, great. So how did I take, what, 2, you think? Or 4?
Is it up to you? 2 or 4, your
I
call.
think just 2. Leave a little room.
Yeah, I just don't want to be awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Does the book have a title for inventory purposes?
No, it does not have a title. It looks cared for, but you did see that there was ink and a writing pen, like a well pen, that are out of place in this place. So perhaps the person who was writing the book was living here.
Okay, yeah, I'll grab that.
Or at least annotating the book.
Alright,
All right.
Anything else before we book it?
Lucien?
While
What are
they
you
were
doing?
kind of getting all the pelts and everything, I think I just took a step outside and looked the direction he went. I think Lucien's a little not understanding. Like, why is he acting the way he did?
100%. Do you want to give me insight?
Yeah.
And this is just what your person. Yeah. No?
Oof.
Never mind. I don't know shit.
Well, legitimately, as you're sitting there and well, you also remember you do have an inspiration to spend. I'm not the type of DM who won't give them out as a note, so you can get them fairly regularly if you're playing well.
Cool. Then we're gonna use it. Might as well.
Right.
Because I have a little bit of trust in the man.
Okay. He didn't threaten you. He had to your knowledge, he left with the door still open. He had he's done nothing to be malicious from what you've noticed, right? And he left you here to go get the wolf pelts. He left his axe here with you. Nothing about this man strikes you that he's necessarily dangerous other than finding this body. And with a 10 on insight, the DC was only 10 to be clear. You look towards that book that Aurelia picks up as like pilfer from the shed. And you think it's a bit of a walk. He's going to be hauling a pair of wolves. He looked strong, but not like inhumanly so. Decent odds there might be something in the book.
Aurelia.
He was sitting by it with the candle lit.
Could I see that book for a moment?
Okay. It's kind of a weird time for light reading, but here.
I'll take it. I'll kind of thumb through it a little bit.
As you open it, you're thumbing through. Now, an Arcana roll for free and a Religion roll for free to see if you recognize some stuff in there.
Both rolls or just one?
Both rolls. There's different. It's mishmashed information. Okay.
Hey.
Arcana, you're hilariously you're more trained in like understanding mystical things than you are religion, because the order's arguably religious at best. Like, it's very vague on if there is even any rules about who you worship within it, right? But you fail to really grasp the writing in this. Definitely in like a shaky woman's handwriting. Like, not a lot of pressure being put behind each stroke of the pen. And the arcane stuff looks like utter gibberish. Some real hedge mage nonsense to you, right? But you start to notice further in diagrams. A lot of them showing, like, religious diagrams, like various symbols, and it hilariously, parts of it look like what one might imagine like a 13-year-old edgy boy school book might have as doodles, like flayed heads, symbols of like what looks like a moon with a face glaring down, its mouth opened, and looks like it's drawing like something's coming from the mouth, and before it is what looks to be some sort of person being cocooned or emerging from a cocoon. And then wolves everywhere, on almost every page towards the back end of it. And what looks to be a drawing of what looks like a wolf head, the top head of a wolf, and the bottom head looks like an upside down man's face with the jaw distended and full of fangs.
I don't think he's the problem here. I think she was.
And Kostia will come over and kind of look over her shoulder. Does the handwriting or like the pressure used seem the same from the creepy drawings to the arcane stuff?
Yes, on just your both of your passive perceptions were enough to be able to tell this is the same handwriting.
Oh. Shit.
And there doesn't seem to be much words in it. It looks like they started out utter gibberish, and like it started out arcane and ended up utter gibberish. Though if you have time to study the arcane more, you might be able to uncover stuff. Somebody else can get a reroll on that.
I'm not great at arcane, but I am proficient in religion.
That would uncover the same information.
Okay.
It seems some sort of moon worship of some sort, but there's no writing, only symbols.
I mean, might as well try an arcana. Who knows?
Okay. Yeah. This person, the funny thing is, as you're looking over the air quotes writing, you realize this person, whoever was living here and wrote this, can't spell. Like, at all. Like, they're illiterate. But they somehow have managed a bit of hedge magic, and you think, the alarm. Mm-hmm. An alarm spell requires a threshold point to be crossed, right? It can't be just everywhere. And this is hedge magic, so it's probably even weaker than that. And you think to yourself, what he said, not mine. And it was on the path at the halfway point. Likely enough, he didn't take the path where the alarm was. At least not until he knew whoever was there was already dead.
Okay. May have misjudged.
And as that is said, who's holding the axe?
Not me.
I think none of us. I didn't pick it up.
Somebody said, grab the axe so he can't come after us.
I
Did
got
anyone do
told
it?
to do that. I did not do that.
Okay. Okay, that's what I wanted to clarify.
Yeah. I'll be up front.
You, as you're having this conversation, you've been in there for a bit, and the door has the wolf hide hung over it. Was the door closed again?
Oh, hell no.
I don't think so.
Okay.
As a note, while you were gone, I did say Kostia starts to put the pelts back.
Very well. As you are there, passive perception is enough from any of you on this. You can see him coming back with a wolf over one shoulder, and the other being dragged by a hind leg behind him. He's making his way back towards it. Anyone doing anything?
So we're literally just going to trust this guy?
Kostia shrugs in response, and she steps back out onto, like, the, I don't know, not porch, but, like, in front of the house, and just kind of, hey, they got a little spooked. Sorry about the hole in the door. Are you okay if we just, like, make a pyro for this lady and burn her just to get rid of the body?
He stops. He's about 20 feet away right now. And he just stares for a moment. And then says, no pyre. And just starts walking to keep coming in.
I'll hold the door open for him with the wolves.
Kostia will step out of the way.
And he just, one hand just drags and kind of flops one by where one could technically prepare food. Doesn't look any better suited for it than the rest of the place. And then heaves the other wolf off his shoulder into just a heap there. And you can see where he's broken off the parts of the spokes still sticking out of the wolf's neck. And he looks over towards bed, which is partly uncovered, and he just grabs a section of the pelt and throws it back over her face, and just goes to take the seat again.
She a monster of sorts.
He just wolf witch.
I know my own fair share of monsters. I'm sorry that
He
happened
just
to you.
keeps. He looks over. Actually, seem to you kind of got his attention a little bit. Give me a persuasion check.
Bro, I'm rolling dog shit.
Happens to the best of us. It doesn't mean negative thing, just slightly different response. And he just says, I happened to her. And then grabs one of the wolves, lifts it up onto the that kind of nightstand, and with a practiced precision, a knife seems to just appear from inside his coat, and he just starts skinning it right there.
Out of curiosity, is there a reason we cannot burn her?
Freeze the soul.
Oh. She takes out, like, a little notebook and starts jotting that down.
And he says it with, like, passive insight from Mosey would have to tell you. He says that with the kind of confidence that someone might just say quoting common folklore. Whether or not it's true, who knows? But he easily seems to believe it. What y'all doing?
Okay.
Including continuing to talk to him. He's just there.
I'll kind of walk a little bit closer to him, not too much to where it's invading his personal space, but just enough to kind of be intrigued by what he's doing.
Mhm.
Might I pick your brain?
He just looks up at it, like, even from what he said, he's tall, but he's not so tall that he's not looking up at you. This chair is pretty low. But he stopped working to look at you, waiting for you to speak more.
Are there many monsters like her around these parts?
Nods once. But this is the only one here.
Have you always lived here? At least in this area?
Nods.
What if these monsters weren't here? Would it be better for you?
Gestures towards where the witch is, and he says, "Got mine. The rest can sort their own."
Do you have advice for those trying to sort their own?
He takes a moment. I'll let you do one more persuasion check with advantage. You haven't pissed him off.
Slay! Oh. Let me see. I rolled on the wrong thing. Hold on. Wait.
No worries.
How do...
It should be a toggle at the top of the
Oh, I
tip
think I
sheet.
just rolled it once. Oh no, I did. I'm good.
Yeah. 21. Okay. He takes a moment and he gestures towards his axe by the door. As if saying, "Bring it here."
I'll go over, grab it, slowly bring it over.
And he doesn't reach out to take it. He points at the blade, the very edge of the blade. He says, "Keep any silver you find. Take it to the smith." In 1 second, DM checks notes. DM is at war with Barovian map.
Y'all wanted to run away from him.
Yeah, he says, "Take it to the smithing cresk. The others will cut the silver. He'll keep it pure on the edge." And he runs his thumb along the side of the blade, where you can see, as he kind of wipes off some grime from it, it does shine with the silver edge.
Thank you. I hope it's alright we
And-
stay at least the night.
He stands slowly and says, and as he takes up his knife again, he turns, puts it down beside the beside the wolf on the little night table, and he says, "Yours to do with what you want. You can keep the axe." And starts to move towards the exit. Only stopping, turning, taking the bundle of pelts with the old woman in it and hefting it over his shoulder before heading towards the door.
Thank you.
He doesn't respond. Seems like he's just about to leave. Though you do see he grabs a loose bit of string that was dangling from the door and pulls it to open it without cutting his hand.
I love that. Smart man. I knew I liked this guy.
It was the witch's trap, not his.
Damn. I freaking...
Kostia just like watches after him. Oh, you don't stay here?
He stops in the doorway and says, "No. Had a farm." And then just walks out.
Safe traps?
Just keeps going. Seems he left you the wolf's part, and you do see that actually he started up and a basic survival check if you want Kostia just for free when you saw him doing that.
Jesus Christ!
You only need a 10. it's a very simple thing. You see that he had actually been he seems to have decided to take leave and not stay another night. Considering some people, and you think actually from what he said, including letting you keep his axe, he feels like you're going to need potentially this place and anything here more than he will, and so he just seems to be heading out. But he was preparing the wolf, and you think pretty easily you could get a stew going off of it. Like, the pelt will pull right off. This man has practice at this.
Perfect. I'm in need of some more bones anyways. And yeah, Kostia will, she has a knife that she mostly uses for her carving, but she will use it to process the meat and do the things.
As a note, he did leave the skinning knife.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah, the only thing the only thing he took was the witch and a hide she was wrapped in.
Oh.
But yeah, Aurelia, you doing anything?
I'm observing.
Okay. That's what you're doing?
Yes.
Sketched out.
Yep. Yeah, guy just makes his way out, heads down the trail.
I keep seeing him pull the string to get out. She's gonna go, study the mechanism a little bit. Just to be like, how did I miss that?
The funny thing is, easy to miss because he used a very thin strip and it just kind of blended in with the door itself. Like, there's nothing to it. It's just a bit of string dangling from the inside of the door. You just think it was a loose strand. of like the twine that was used on the door handle as a wrapping.
You said he left the axe, correct?
Yeah, he said take. He told you to take his axe, or to keep his axe. So if you want to list a silver, for mechanical purposes, it is a silvered battle axe.
Slay.
Would I list the knife as just like a skinning knife? Hunting knife?
Skinning knife. It's for skinning.
Okay. Slay.
All right. Anyone want to do anything else?
I am processing a carcass to make stew and harvest bones and pelt.
All right. Did you? There's still a place you can search. You were just in a rush earlier.
Yeah, I feel like I would start like kind of poking through, just more curious than like looking for things of value.
All right, absolutely. While you're doing that, Lucien, are you doing anything in particular?
I think Lucien definitely is looking at the axe a little bit, but then also just kind of processing everything that he said.
Hmm. As you are stand there, Aurelia's kind of snooping around the witch's shack. And would Aurelia give me... You know what? I'm going to say with advantage because you have plenty of time here. DC is only going to be 15 investigation. Pieces. So Aurelia, you're snooping around, looking through, and you start to you uncover under a heap of pelts that he just kind of haphazardly strewn things over. Your microphone, which appears to be swallowed.
What?
Are you good?
Sound like you're going to the toilet, bro.
No. I had a nightmare about that when I was 5. Don't trigger me.
Sorry. Apologies.
Damn it, I told you all to tell me things that trigger words. No one did!
Fade to black.
To black. So, as you are looking through stuff, you find a small wardrobe that had been completely covered in pelts. And as you start to poke around it, you hear more of those little bone chimes going off, like just the moment you touch the moment you open the wardrobe, and you think, from what they had said, some sort of alarm the witch had set. The guy didn't seem to have triggered, seeing as, from what anyone can tell, their interaction perhaps went like this: knock on door, axe blow to witch's shoulder the moment the door was opened, and then he just sat down.
Which I mean, slay, you boo.
But
No,
inside,
he didn't sit down. He just started skinning wolves.
He threw in the corner and started skinning every wolf that showed up. But what you find is tattered and torn, but it looks like various bits of clothes stained with blood, and start to recognize a pattern in that all of the shoes look to be the shoes of children.
Oh. Yeah, this is going to be gut-wrenching for her. just gonna like dig through it a little bit more, make sure like it's pretty much just like. So to her, it looks like trophies, right? Of like children she killed or whatever.
Definitely.
Oh, would there be like any sort of like custom to like discard of things like this, but like in a respectful way that she would know about?
You could give me a religion check. There is things like this. It is considered that if you cannot bring them to the grave to like give them back to the person they were taken from, then burning them is a substitute to send their belongings on to them.
Is it still daylight?
Barely.
Okay. Now I'm trying to remember. Is it better to burn a fire to not be seen at night or during the day?
Black smoke during the day can make you very visible, but that means like wet wood. Otherwise, the main reason that it's hard to see some fire at night would just be if you're out and exposed. There's a fireplace inside the building.
Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, I would like to build a fire.
Absolutely. You take your time and do that, and for both of you, gain an inspiration both for good roleplay and cleverness, actually. I don't believe Kostia has spent hers yet.
Yeah, no, I haven't yet.
Okay, cool.
Well, they don't stack?
I'm not stacking right away. I might change that as you guys go up in level.
That is fair.
So, as you're all sitting there, food is being prepared. Lucien, you haven't even thought focusing on the things the guy said. And Aurelia disposes respectfully of the witch's trophies. She will also, on that investigation check, uncover one more thing, which is a gnarled black, and it takes a moment to realize that wand looked like just a strange stick in the bundle of others. There is a gnarled black wand, and you realize it looks like on close inspection, it looks like some sort of hag's finger pointing. And after a moment, you realize it's not like wood. It is a hag's finger that you found. Long and
well, that is absolutely disgusting.
Indeed it is.
What is it?
Kostia? Is this a wand, but also a finger?
And
Mm-hmm.
No check required because you know magic. Like, you can do magic regardless of Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
And this is more of a druidic side, kind of fey-leaning type thing in the first place. That looks to be a night hag's finger, which is a rare sort of totem one might use in spellcasting.
That is very interesting. We might want to hang on to that. Kind of gross, but you kind of never know when you might need something like that.
Right. Well, I'm not sure that I am the right person for the job, so here you go. She's gonna hand this finger to you.
She'll wrap it in a bit of cloth or like a spare bit of pelt and tuck it
Absolutely.
away.
So, you guys can hear a final bit of howling, but then the sun starts to set and things actually grow quieter. Is anyone doing anything tonight that they want on record? The food will be prepared. Nothing's interrupting you so far.
Yeah, I would like to level. I'm just kidding.
Ain't done nothing yet.
I think we did some stellar role playing and we avoided a fight. So I count that as a win.
Win.
Just so that they don't have to go out and worry about getting water, both as part of the stew and then also as like for them to drink and not use up whatever supply they have on them. Kostia will create some water for them to drink and use for whatever they need.
Easy peasy.
Did I just hear a cat?
Yeah, it's Bitey.
Oh.
Yeah.
And other than that, she's just gonna, after she does the stew, she will...
You're good. Sorry. Adjusting music volume.
Okay. I was like, what? What? I didn't do anything. She will take the bones that she took from the wolves, and after doing the stew, she will boil the bones in the pot to just clean them, and then kind of like very neatly, almost ritualistically, lay them out to dry overnight.
Right on.
Mostly smaller bones, not like femurs and shit.
Totally fair. Not trying to keep a huge chunk, but like bits of rib and stuff like that you can kind of easily work with. Absolutely.
Phalanges and shit.
Lucien, are you doing anything that night?
I think Lucien is sitting in the same chair that he was, with the axe across Lucien's lap.
Heavyweight.
Yeah.
Like and especially the silver adds to it. It is a very dense metal.
Kostia, you're very adept at magic.
I'm learning, but thank you. I do good. I do well enough.
What did you learn?
I am an apprentice of the Bog Mother. I will someday, after I finish my pilgrimage, I will continue to train under her, and when she passes, I will be Bog Mother.
Seems like a weighty destiny.
A bit, but it's at least not like it's not like I'm a leader or anything. I look after the people and I make sure that everyone is cared for. That's what I like to do anyways.
I admire it.
Thank you. You seem protective. That is good trait. Not as many of our women are trained in such. So it is good and handy to have.
Thank you.
And Aurelia, you have a sharp eye. You found that hag finger. That is a good find.
I have a sharp mouth.
Hopefully it turns out to be, worth it.
So why exactly what are you running through woods?
Agreed. You don't seem the type to be running through woods.
I don't certainly make a habit of it. That's for sure.
So what got you there?
A very long series that perhaps we can discuss at a time in which I am less tired.
You know what? That is fair. Running through woods takes it out of anybody. Should we set up a watch? Take turns?
I think that might be best. I'll take first. You go
Okay,
first.
well, alright, wait. Wake me up, I'll take second.
Perfect. I'll take third. That will give me time to do my carvings in the morning.
Carvings of what?
Bones.
Oh.
Good night, ladies.
I don't care. I don't care. All three of you gain one more inspiration. They'll stack that. That got me.
Carving what? Bones. What
Oh.
else?
Right.
Genuine curiosity instantly killed. Like, ew. As a note, I do let people identify magic items with Arcana. Normally, I don't even allow identify because it causes more trouble than it actually adds to a game. Like, players wasting time, players being short on spell slots, so I'm just like, do Arcana, you'll figure it out. So, does anyone want to do Arcana on the Hag's Finger over the course of the night?
Not magical in the slightest, so...
I can assist if anyone wants it.
If you want to have a look on your shift, Kostia will also have a look on her shift.
I will gladly look at a distance.
Alright, give me Arcana checks. Oh, you figured it out. So... legitimately, it can be it has to be held to be activated, obviously, but the Witch's Finger, if you point it at somebody and it has a limited amount of charges and it does not recharge, right? The magic in this is stolen magic. This is actually a Hag's Finger, not so much an enchantment, right? It can be 2 charges, or 1 charge from it can cast the Hex spell, right? And 3 charges from it can cast Bestow Curse. It has 9 charges.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's dope.
It does cast Bestow Curse at a 3rd level, so it doesn't. So it is constant. Both these effects are still concentration effects, and you have to be concentrating on them still. But you covered something that lady definitely used to murder people.
And we're gonna burn our people with it. Yay!
Hero dance.
Full circle.
Some nice hag somewhere is missing her finger.
As you are sitting there in the night, though, during your shift, in fact, Aurelia.
No.
You fucking get that shit.
No check required, you start to hear them. 1 second. Chanting in the woods. Drums. It sounds like enough noise in the distance. A sleeping person likely wouldn't notice it because, as a note, sleeping people have a -10 on passive perception. So technically, I believe you are at 12 passive perception, correct? Cammy?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me check Aurelia's to make sure. Right. So, funny enough, Aurelia, you and Kostia both hear this because she has such high passive perception that her passive with -10 is 12. Because fuck me. You can hear chanting. It sounds like maybe a dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen people. It sounds like some sort of revel is taking place not that far away, but deeper into the woods.
Am I the only one awake?
Kostia, you might have you hear it. It's up to you if you wake up for it.
She will, and she will see first if she recognizes the language. Those are
Okay. Sylvan.
Do I have that one?
I don't know.
I know I accidentally posted them earlier.
I have to scroll up to see it. No, but it is Sylvan. You though, as a note, there's a hint of Elven involved in it, as it is a deeply bastardized version of Sylvan.
So what do I understand?
You don't quite understand it, though. Kostia, hearing it, they appear to be, whoever it is seems to be singing praises toward, and the lines functionally are repeating, mentioning mother and father, giver of life, restorer of our land.
all right. I feel like that's the type of shit she's used to hearing out in the swamp.
It kinda is.
So she just kind of like, she will like look over to Aurelia.
What was that?
Do you hear that?
No, yeah, it's just they're having a good time. Don't bother them, but also don't worry about it. And she'll just go back to sleep.
No,
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Now here's the question, though. Is Aurelia curious about what's going on back there?
Yes, but she also has like a high sense of self-preservation, so not curious enough to do anything about it.
Okay.
Also, real quick, just so I make sure, because I'm slow at typing notes. Mother, father, and what else?
Restorer of our land.
Okay.
And you will see something though, Aurelia, while you're keeping watch. You hear, because the movement does draw closer, until as you're sitting there, like roughly an hour of still hearing them chanting, you start to hear audible footsteps approaching where you are. And you realize it has been growing closer. Your past perception is not high enough to track how long it took them to get here, but they have arrived outside of your shack.
Oh, that's highly unfortunate.
Now, everyone can hear it, no checks.
What the fuck is that?
Kostia will kind of stretch and be like, alright, I guess they brought the party to us.
What is that?
The rebel.
Psychos.
And can Kostia go over to the door where a hole is kicked in it and kind of peek around the pelt?
Yeah. you have to kind of crawl over on all fours. It's pretty low in the door. Peek out.
Yeah, you like the fucking hole now, don't you? Sorry, anyway.
Look whose hole had a purpose. Wait. Don't take it like that. As you look out, speaking of exactly that, give me 1 second. You will you see just a sea of naked people.
Oh, hi.
Yeah. You're welcome to it. That's your opinion. I'm not here to decide what you feel about it. No, there are seas of, like, it looks like easily 30, 40 people out there are on the path right now. And I'm going to share an image with you. It's not of naked people.
Aww.
Yeah, well, fucking blame the fucking AI restrictions.
You haven't used AI the right way then.
I have ones for it, but they do worse quality and they don't allow me to upload base images. You will see these two distinct masks being worn by the people from those in the distance you can see. One is blue and bears rabbit ears. The other is red with goat horns. And posted this into the NPC art.
Mm-hmm.
As you see these revelers out there dancing, singing, and yes, a great many of them are, even as they're moving, seem to be stopping to fuck. They have, some of them are carrying what looks like clay-worked jugs along with them, and they are traveling through the forest just without concern, without light. There's no torches amongst them. You can see them because of moonlight outside.
Good for them. That is one hell of a rebel.
And they appear to be hauling something along, dragging it through the underbrush as well. It looks like a strange wooden statue of some kind. It is lashed with multiple ropes, and about a dozen of them seem to be taking turns hauling the rope forward. That's what you see. If you're telling anyone what you see, it's up to you. If anyone else peeks who does anything, let me know.
And yeah, Kostia will kind of just give a general, like, yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of naked revelers and masks, and some of them are fucking, and they've got some kind of wooden statue. Definitely some kind of abundance or something ritual.
And as you're saying that, you pick up another verse of it, which involves the phrase, "Protect us from the glare. Protect us from moonlight." But they're performing it in the open, in moonlight.
They want to be protected from a glare or from moonlight?
His glare, specifically.
Do any of us, like, does any of this register to any of us, really?
Probably not. I mean, you're hearing what you're hearing. She's translating only what she can pick up from their garbled language. As the statue gets brought a little bit further, though, Kostia, as you're peeking out at them, you do see one naked woman, and all of them, you notice, none of them look old. These people are all appear, like, from what you can tell, just from their bodies, they have the same kind of, in their nakedness, you can tell that they are roughly clean, like, they're not rolling around in dirt or mud, but they're not taking great care to clean themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they all appear to be young, probably none older than their 30s, from what you can tell. And one of the women wearing the blue rabbit masks turns and does look directly back at you through the hole, but does not seem to stop in the revels. But you definitely are spotted.
Mm-hmm.
Up to you guys what you're doing with this. If anyone goes out, if anyone says anything, that's all you. I'm here to describe a thing.
Kostia, whenever that one looks at her, she will kind of like poke a hand just slightly out of the hole and kind of like give a friendly whistle and like a come here type of motion.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
But she is coming towards you. The moment, like as you gesture, she just starts making her way over. A few, there are a mix of people start to seem to follow her.
Mm-hmm.
Red masks, blue masks. What'd you get on a wisdom? Okay. Right, as you're sticking your hand out, you feel a strange upwards pull, and as if you were being as if you were being drawn out the door, but then you manage to like pull back, resisting the draw that seems to be coming from outside. It did not feel like a malevolent presence or anything afflicting you, just a heady high.
Did it feel like would it have felt like something was like physically pulling her hand? Like would she have pulled back and like looked to see what touched her?
A bit.
And yet
Like
the other two would just see she like very suddenly like pulls her hand back and like is just looking at her hand.
And looking at your hand, you see the faintest bit of like the tip of your fingernail, of your middle finger. The very tip of the fingernail seems to have turned gray. None of the people outside seem to be gray-skinned as a gnome.
Are you okay?
Yeah, we're definitely not going fucking out there.
They are at the door now. And you hear knocking.
She will...
Before you do anything else, I'm going to give anyone else a chance to act as they start to hear knocking at the door.
I'm gonna get up.
I would like to hide.
Okay, Aurelia goes to hide. Liz, give me a stealth check.
Sorry, anyway.
Give me a stealth check, Aurelian.
I love that this is my first rogue.
Yeah, you pretty much like you're wedging yourself behind pelts and kind of behind the bed, not under it. So you have a little bit more freedom to escape if something did happen. Lucien,
I'm gonna go
you
up.
hear knocking at the door. As a note, it does not feel like a purposeful rhythmic knocking like a person would do. It sounds like 4 or 5 people slapping a door.
Yep, nope. I'm gonna go up and hold the door, and I'll carry the axe with me and hold it against it.
Okay.
And cover the hole with the pelt.
As you go to cover the hole with the pelt, a hand reaches through and tries to grab your leg.
Shit.
So we're gonna do this as just give me an athletics check. Or acrobatics, either one. You slip free, and you don't even know if they were trying to grab you or if they were just reaching through the door and grabbing.
Shit.
And the chanting starts to draw closer, encircling the house as others of them seem to have noticed that some of them have strayed. And you hear that same slapping at the door.
Kostia?
But no one, from what you can tell, is trying any doorknobs or anything. Like, they're not trying to open it, they're slapping the door.
Any ideas?
She will call to them in Sylvan. She'll say, brothers and sisters, what is this revel going on?
You call that out. Give me... Because here's the thing, none of the ones who you had seen who weren't, like, the ones clearly chanting and the kind of closer towards the statue seem to be speaking at all, right? Give me a... I'm gonna call this insight first.
Okay.
The way they're behaving, the way they do not seem to open the door, and the grunting noises that you hear, you're not sure that they know any words of a language you would speak other than the ones they are speaking in this chant. They seem to just be repeating this chant. And even the ones closer to the door, you start to hear them muttering, they're just saying those words.
Alright, this is a bit different from the rebels back home. And she will assist and, like, put her back to the door and just look to Lucien like, alright, we hold.
Alright, give me athletics checks. Both of you. Or one of you with advantage, or both of you, your call.
I don't have good athletics. I have +0. What about you?
I have +1.
Okay, you can do advantage.
Alright. Fuck!
Shit.
Inspiration.
Okay. Hey, there we go.
Okay, Slay! First that one in the game!
Hey!
You manage to hold the door. Aurelia, as you both are holding the door, Aurelia is just hiding somewhere like over by the bed.
I disappeared faster than a cat.
And as she does, you see the hands stop. Some of the hands stop pushing through as you kind of block it with your bodies, keeping the wolf pelt pinned to the door.
Mm-hmm.
After this goes on for the remainder of the night. I'm going to get one more set of athletics checks from you before they will be moving on.
You
Okay.
do advantage.
Ah!
You have one more inspiration.
Yep.
Okay. No worries. DC's 10. These guys aren't strong. So, you managed barely to get the door, and the door is like flimsy as hell. You can feel it falling apart throughout the night. What's up?
Quick question. Whenever they did reach through the door, did their skin appear gray?
Nope.
Okay.
They seem fully normal. And as the night draws on, Aurelia, do you just stay hidden?
She falls asleep.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. As after about 4 hours of this,
Oh my gosh.
and you think in the midst of them trying to get in, you can still hear the sounds of people fucking against the sides of the house. It is a feral animalness that seems to possess these people. And as it draws on, finally, with the coming of the sun, you hear them slowly leaving. Alright, then we will end, if you guys want, we will end as the sun rises. But with one more thing, would one of you like to be the character who looks outside?
I will.
Alright. As everyone's talking about getting a move on because clearly this place is not so safe. You peek out the door, and the wolf claw gets, no, no,
Oh my god.
fuck, I didn't say the rope. No, I hate DMC do that shit. You look out, and you see that they left the statue that they had been dragging along with them. It is facing, or it is, looks like it is carved from from a tree. It's a massive wooden statue, right? It has 4 arms, each held out in welcome directing towards the cabin. The creature has rabbit ears and goat horns. Its face looks like the perfect union between both creatures. 6 breasts on a chest that look definitely like fertility goddess shaped fullness to them, right? A slightly prodigious gut. It's squatted in an odd position that reveals both male and female genitalia, both exaggerated greatly. It is painted half blue and half red.
Okay.
That is the final sight before we call session.